Solomon wrote one line that predicts almost every financial disaster you will ever face, including the ones that have not happened yet. By the end of this teaching, you are going to understand exactly why plans beat pressure, every time. Welcome back to Jesus Teaches Money. I am glad you are here. This week we are in Proverbs chapter 21, verse 5. Proverbs 21:5, from the Berean Standard Bible. The plans of the diligent bring plenty, as surely as haste leads to poverty. Let me show you what is happening beneath the English translation, because two Hebrew words are doing more work here than most readers realize. The word translated as plans is machashaba. Its root is also used for weaving, for constructing something piece by piece. It is not describing a flash of insight or a single good idea. It describes something built deliberately over time before it is ever put into action. The word translated as hasty is ats. Its root means to press or to squeeze. The picture is not simply someone moving quickly, it is someone under pressure, being squeezed for time, forced into a decision before they are ready to make one. Haste, in this verse, is not really about speed. It is about being pressed. So the contrast Solomon is drawing is not fast versus slow. It is woven versus squeezed. A decision built with care, thread by thread, versus a decision forced out of you by pressure. Here is where this gets uncomfortable, and it involves Solomon's own household. His son Rehoboam inherited the throne after him. Early in his reign, the people came to Rehoboam and asked him to ease the harsh labor his father had placed on them. Rehoboam had two sets of advisors. The elders, who had served alongside Solomon, counseled patience, telling him to serve the people well, and they would serve him for life. The young men who had grown up alongside Rehoboam counseled the opposite, telling him to respond with even greater harshness to prove his strength. Rehoboam chose the hasty path. He answered the people harshly, and the kingdom split in two that same day, never to be reunited. A man raised in the household where this proverb was written could not escape the very pattern his father had described. Some people read this verse and hear a prohibition on ever moving quickly. That is a misreading. Solomon is not condemning speed. He is describing what happens when a decision is squeezed out of you before it has been woven together. A quick decision built on real preparation is not haste. A slow decision made without ever actually thinking is not diligence either. The question is not the clock. The question is whether the decision was woven or squeezed. So what do we do with this? 3 things. First, look at the source of the pressure, not just the decision itself. The next time you feel forced to decide immediately, stop and ask who benefits from your speed. A countdown timer benefits the seller. A friend's urgency about an opportunity benefits the friend. Naming the source of the pressure does not mean the pressure is always wrong, but it means you are choosing with your eyes open instead of being squeezed without noticing. Second, install a mandatory delay for decisions above a size you choose. Any financial commitment past that threshold does not get decided the day it appears. It waits 24 to 48 hours, no exceptions, regardless of how urgent it feels in the moment. This single rule removes the power of manufactured urgency almost entirely, because most manufactured urgency cannot survive a single day. Third, study your own history of haste as a pattern rather than as isolated incidents. Look back at the decisions you regret and ask what condition was present each time. Were you tired? Were you embarrassed? Were you excited? Most people have a specific trigger that reliably produces haste, and once you can name yours, you can watch for it the next time it shows up. Before you move on from this teaching, I want you to look honestly at your last 5 significant financial decisions. How many had an actual plan in place before you acted? How many were you already moving before you had finished thinking? That is not meant to condemn you. It is meant to show you where the pattern actually lives in your own life, not just in Rehoboam's story. If you remember one thing from this week, a plan is not extra work standing between you and a decision. It is what happens before commitment narrows your vision. Diligence was never about working harder. It was about thinking on purpose before the pressure begins. If this teaching blessed you, like this video, share it, comment, Amen, and subscribe to Jesus Teaches Money so you can keep growing in biblical wisdom. I'm David Green, your biblical wealth guide at Jesus Teaches Money. The 31-day Proverbs wealth system will take you deeper into what you heard today. It is a structured 31-day journey through the book of Proverbs designed to help you apply biblical wisdom to every area of your life, including how you handle your money. If you are just getting started, grab the free 3-day Proverbs reset. Both links are in the description.